back for another video. As you can see here, I'm getting ready to go on another trip. I'm going to take an overnight camping trip down the Umpqua River. Yeah, the river I do every year on my birthday. I'm going to do it again, but I've never actually shown what I take with me. So this is a weird video for me, so please bear with me. It's not my typical kind of thing, but I'm going to show you my loadout of everything I'm taking with me. Okay, so let's start with shelter. Inside this bag, well, on second thought, let's just show you what's inside this bag. So this here's the bug net that Christopher and Sydney bought me for Christmas. And it's a little bit bigger than the other ones I had before. Than this traditional Walmart one. Here, Equip. Equip is a little bit longer, but this one here is a little bit wider this way. And really that's what matters the most, as this one already, as you see, is still plenty long enough. Got extra there. But as you can see, it's got a nice tie here with a cinch. The thing I like about it the most is these cool little clips. They just kind of snap on, and they're designed for a little bit smaller cordage than what I'm using, but that's okay because now they won't come off at all, and they're just going to stay with this permanently anyway. And the other cool feature here is this double zipper. I like how it comes up all the way with the two to the very top, because now I can keep my lantern inside or outside depending on what I want to do with it. And the zipper opens up really nice and big all the way down to the bottom there. In case you're wondering what I do for a pillow, as I made my underquilt, as you know from another video, this is an old sleeping bag. So this is just some of the scrap from that. And I just sewed it together and made myself a little pillow. Works really good, it's real comfortable. But there you have it. Thanks, Christopher and Sydney. This thing's awesome. Plenty of headroom here. This is pretty nice. Pretty nice. And now back to the loadout. I'm taking my Free Soldier tarp. It's a big tarp. It's a huge tarp. But the reason why I'm taking this is in the event that we can't camp where I can hang my hammock, this system right here can be made into a tent, and I've got my air mattress here to use in that place. So if that happens, there we go. So this right here is my entire shelter system for both land and tree. Then looking down here, I've got my camera equipment, a couple tripods, my GoPro, some batteries, of course my Garmin InReach in case I have trouble. Always get help, very important. Then moving on over here, I've got cookware. Now this is where I'm kind of redundant. This right here is a cooking set that I made years ago. There's a video on it. I'll open it up here. This is just your basic alcohol stove. I can get it out of here. Alcohol stove. I made a little snuffer for it so I can put it out. But inside of here, I got everything to take and build a windscreen around that stove. I've got a grill I can put on top of that. I've got a real heavy pot. Let's just set it up just like this. Doggone. Then I even got a spoon, fork, and fuel. Lighter. This is my backup. My My primary cooking system is right here. I really like this. This is an awesome little kit. This is a good old Stanley setup with a Walmart cup. You've probably seen it a million times on Walmart. I stick a spork in the side of it. But here's where I do things a little differently. Inside here, I've got a stove. And a gas container. You can get these super cheap these days, but everybody's seen a backpacker stove and know how they work, so I'm not going to bore everyone with it. But just like that, goes into this little container. Nice and water resistant. Put that there at the bottom if you want. Put this in the top. It doesn't really matter. Close your lid off. Voila, just like that. Love this little kit. Water filtration. Using my big Sawyer here. This is what I'll be using in the boat to drink out of. I'll collect the water with these and drink out of this. And this is just something I made with paracord years ago. I hook it on a beaner and it just dangles in the boat. No big deal. This is my hygiene kit. Toothbrush, medications, all that kind of stuff. No need to go through it all. Coming around to this side of the table, I've got my everything kit here. This thing here is the thing I take with me every time I go out in the woods. Basically, I've got first aid in this thing. I've got kit to make fire. I've got all kinds of different things to survive. If I just had this overnight in the woods, I could make it. It's got all kinds of different things in here. We even got this weird little light set up here. A monocular. I mean, Vaseline cotton balls. You got it all in here. I take this with me everywhere, like I said. Got a tourniquet on the outside. There's some cordage in there. It just goes along. And then my food. It's only going to be really an overnighter, but I'm going to have lots of days. So this is my lunch for basically 2 days, and I got a breakfast in here. Then I've taken 2 of these meals here. I might eat them both at night for dinner. I might eat one, but either way, I got an extra. Then my fishing kit here. Everything in here has got my lures, my pole. This is one of those cheap Walmart poles. It just expands and retracts. It's kind of easy to carry in the boat, and if I lose it, if I flip, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not going to cry. In here, I've got all kinds of tackle and everything that I normally carry. I think there's another video on that if you're interested. Then, of course, I've got my rain pants and my rain jacket. I've got a hoodie and an extra bonnet, bandana, my puffy jacket, change of clothes. And that's that. All that needs to fit into those 2 barrels. Oh, almost forgot. Not to mention, time to transform. Transform the search and rescue helmet into the river helmet. Boom. Now, isn't that just sexy? Look at that, kind of like a hillbilly samurai. All right, there it is. 2 buckets, a dry bag, and this thing don't care if it gets wet, so it just ties in the boat. I fish whenever I need to. This connects to my life vest, and this will just be connected to the side gunnel of the boat as well. It's got my GoPro camera in it. Of course, this will be gunnel connected as well. Let's go see if it fits. Now, before we see if it fits, let's catch up on a couple things. First off, we're going to weigh all this stuff, find out what it weighs. And then I'm also going to be adding my adult beverage container there. I'm not sure how much that's going to weigh yet. But all this here came to a whopping 63 pounds. And now I'm going to show you how I set up my boat before I load it. So get ready for a little bit of flashback here. Gotta give you some backstory. I can't believe it. I just bought another Old Town canoe. Oh my goodness. Had to pull over. I can't believe I bought this boat. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Yes. It's a Guide 14.7. It's like brand new. Brand new. Well, I got a great deal on that boat. And keeping with that theme, I'm keeping it on the cheap. In fact, I'm taking all the scrap leftovers that I had from outfitting both of these boats and putting it into this one. Let's see what we got in the garage, baby. All right, starting at the bow. We're going to be replacing the bow line with this new cordage. Then I've got these eyelets left over that I never used, and I'm going to put them in the top here and see how they work for my pizza float. That's right, it's a pizza float. And we'll get all rigged up with some paracord and whatnot. And then I'm going to remove this seat, that's a plastic one here. I'm going to put in this more traditional seat that's left over from my Old Town 119. And then I'm going to have to build a new fort here for the center because that's just not going to work out. That's just a piece of 2x2. It's going to be temporary. Unfortunately, the other one I have is just not quite long enough. So until I get a nice piece of maple or something like that, that's what's going to be in there. And then I'm going to take the old yoke here and I'm going to make it removable. And I've got some old pieces left over here from my other removable yoke. And we're going to put those in there and make that work out. This way I can take it on and off. As you can see where my seat is, my feet got to go right over it. And that's pretty much a good balance point. This way I could take it off and stow it and enjoy the boat. Until I can save up some more funds, this seat's going to have to do. We're also going to be removing the back seat and putting in a new fort there. Going to have to cut that one down a little bit, but it's going to work out pretty good. Then back here, we're also going to change out the cordage. I've got a piece of dock line. So what I'm going to do there is just actually install that in there. So I've got like a 10-foot leader on it. All right, so that seat's out. Piece of cake, all unscrewed. Then I'm just going to take this one here and figure out where to cut it and remount it. Bam, there it is. This was also left over from my 119. Yep, I don't throw away anything. Okay, before anybody says anything about this, I know the seat should be mounted a little lower, but I don't ever intend to let anybody sit in that seat. Sorry about the light, got a little late. But there it is, there's their yoke. Unscrews, pretty self-explanatory. There's the new fort, just kind of rounded off that 2x2, cut it down a little bit and coat it with oil. There's the yoke off, so you can kind of get an idea on its pieces. I kind of had to oblong this hole some just to make it easier to thread in when you take the yoke on and off. I didn't drill it very clean there, but either way, that's how it goes on and off. Here up on the bow line, I ran that cordage through there and tied it off in a water knot so it can't come out. As you can see, it's nice and sturdy. That cordage right there is rated for more than the weight of the boat. On the stern, I got a piece of dock line here, and I ran it through with a figure 8 follow through right through the holes that were there already. Made them a little bit bigger. Then at the other end, I put a figure 8 on a bite. Yep, not a bowling guy, rope rescue man. Figure 8s all the way. Here's a close-up of my eyelets. They went in pretty easily. Just went ahead and used the hardware they came with. And we'll see. We'll see if they're strong enough. If not, I'll just drill more holes. Strung it up with some paracord. Nothing real fancy. Left plenty there. This way I can do some stuff with it, like lash things down and whatnot. As far as my seat goes, I need some more materials to do that and just don't have the time or the resources at the moment. Here's my lashing points, real simple. I just use those little things off the bungee cords there just to give it a little place to hang on to. Here on the stern, I've got my self-rescue kit. This basically is just a rope throw bag with a bungee that holds it on there. I leave the knot here a little loose with a knot inside so I can swim it behind, pull it out, get me 50 feet of rope to save my boat. I also have a rope throw bag here to save somebody else next to my rod holders. And then if you notice here, I got a rod holder in the front that's got a monopod sitting in it. That's how I film with my GoPro, but I'm not sure that's going to stay. Then on the front here, I put another bungee so I can put my bow line in there. Stole that off my other boat. But, you know, hey, it works. So then I installed another bungee here to put on my throw cushion. and it's ready to go. Now, those of you who watched this before know that I might have to do a small portage. Portage. So, this is how I'm going to carry my stuff. Pretty simple, huh? I saved this from an old heavy-duty duffel bag and just connected it on my bucket handles. And I can carry it over my shoulder or over my neck like this, and then, of course, my fishing backpack. And if I want, I can loop this on that too. Just carry my rod. All right, we are all loaded up. So underneath this float bag is my bedding, that dry bag you saw. It just kind of sits up underneath there that way. And then underneath that in front of it is one of my buckets, and you can kind of see it sticking out the end there. You can see my fishing kit there as well, but it's just laying down underneath there. The float goes up all around it and expands and holds it nice and tight. There's also ropes. There's my fishing pole. You can see it's lashed in there. If I'm going to go through some rapids, I'm going to collapse that completely. There, that little box you see that's hanging right there, that actually holds my wallet and my phone and my personal stuff that, you don't want to get too far from you. My water bottle, GoPro, it's all connected to my lashing points, as you can see. And they may move around a little bit depending on where I decide to sit. I've got lashing on both sides. On this side here, I've got my bucket for bailing. I've also got a sponge under there. There's my life vest and my Garmin. I keep that on my vest in case I am separated from my boat. I also have a survival kit inside my life vest too, but that's for another video maybe. And then here in the back, I've got another bucket, and it's underneath the webbing there and also tied in place with my fishing net. And if you look deep down inside, there's another waterproof container, and that's got my invasive species permit as well as a survival kit in there as well. And of course, there's my rope on the back. We are ready to rock.